Life is packed with moments where we have to make choices, big ones and small ones. Sometimes it feels like too much, like the right path is hidden, or like we're at the mercy of circumstances. But here's the truth. How we respond to those moments shapes our lives. Every single day, you've got the power to decide who you want to be, what to focus on, and how to move ahead. It's not about luck or waiting for the perfect moment. Your future relies on the choices you make right now. It's about taking control, building habits that help your goals, surrounding yourself with positive people, and living with purpose. These aren't just ideas. You can start applying them today. As you listen, you'll find guidance on making decisions that work for you. You'll dive into focusing on what you can control instead of stressing about what you can't. You'll understand why discipline is key, even more than motivation, and how steady actions can lead to real change. This is about waking up each day ready to chase the life you want, with clarity and strength. Stick with this, and you'll learn how to stop feeling stuck and uncertain. You'll discover how to face challenges calmly, use words that uplift you, and spend your time wisely. Life revolves around choices, and when you choose wisely, you can shape a future that feels meaningful and full of possibilities. Now, let's talk about choosing to take full responsibility for your life. Most people wait for something to shift before they start living the life they dream of. They wait for a better job, more money, the right relationship, or even the perfect moment. They hang on for an apology or for the past to make sense. But here's the thing. Nothing truly changes until you do. Life won't hand you transformation. It responds when you choose to take control. That choice marks the beginning of everything. It's the foundation of mastering yourself. It's about ditching excuses and starting to create results. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop blaming the past, waiting for someone to save you, or pointing fingers at your circumstances. You stand tall and own your life, all of it. This isn't about beating yourself up for past mistakes. It's about realizing that while you might not control everything, you do control your choices. You've got to own what happens to you. How you respond is entirely up to you. It's about what you do next and how you choose to share your story moving forward. This isn't about feeling guilty. It's about taking control. The more you take charge, the more power you have over what your life looks like. Responsibility means you don't just wait for motivation to strike. You make things happen. You don't sit back until you feel ready. You dive into the tasks at hand, even when they're tough. You don't look for guarantees. You embrace the risk of failing as part of your journey. Because when you take responsibility, you stop negotiating with life. You start shaping it every day. Life lays out choices before you. And honestly, it's the little choices that count more than we often think. You choose how to respond when things frustrate you. You decide how to cope with disappointment. You control what you do with your mornings, your evenings, and your free time. You pick what you consume, whether that's food, media, or even conversations. You decide what really matters to you. You can choose to be bitter, or you can choose to grow. Over time, those choices define your life. No one just falls into discipline. No one happens into peace. You don't wake up one day and magically become the person you wish to be. It's a choice, a decision that your life is yours to own and not anyone else's. People often mix up responsibility with control, but they're not the same. You can't control the economy or how others treat you. You can't dictate the weather or the traffic or how someone reacts to your honesty. But you can control your own response. That's where your real power lies. That's the shift from being a victim of circumstance to being the author of your own story. If someone hurts you, it's up to you to decide. Will you stay stuck in that pain, or will it fuel your strength? If you stumble in an important endeavor, you get to choose whether that's the end or the start of your growth. Life will undoubtedly throw you some curveballs. You can decide if they break you or build you up. Responsibility means responding. You don't freeze or wait around for someone else to make things right. You step up, even when things feel shaky beneath your feet. Taking responsibility isn't always a walk in the park. It's often one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It requires being honest with yourself. It means looking in the mirror and asking tough questions. What am I allowing that I should stop? What am I avoiding? What habits are holding me back from who I want to be? That level of honesty can feel uncomfortable, but it's vital. Real change starts with you. Many folks get stuck in the same old habits because they tell themselves stories that shield them from discomfort. They might say, "It's not my fault." Others claim, "I've tried everything." And some just feel like they don't have the time, money, or energy. These stories feel like safety nets, but they take away your future. They box you in and give you an identity based on limitations. The truth? You can't grow if you hang on to a story that insists you can't. Taking responsibility means flipping that script. It's saying, "I might not have caused all this, but I can choose where I go from here." It's about taking actions that reflect your values, not your excuses. It's deciding your past doesn't have to determine your potential. One of the most impactful things you can do is own your time. Each day, you've got 24 hours. How you spend those hours shows what matters to you. You could scroll endlessly on your phone, or you could read something that sharpens your mind. You can complain, or you can take steps toward your goals. You might waste time comparing yourself to others, or you can quietly build the life you truly want. When you treat your time as your responsibility, you start living with purpose. And living with purpose is where success begins. Responsibility is also about managing your energy. You control what captures your attention. You choose what news you let in, what conversations you engage in, and what thoughts you nurture. If you let negativity and distractions reign in your mind, it weakens your focus and creativity. But when you take charge of your mental space, you realize just how powerful your mind can be. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter, protect your peace, and react from strength instead of impulse. Another key element of responsibility is how you talk to yourself. The words you use when no one's around shape your confidence and decisions. If your inner voice is filled with doubt and fear, you'll navigate life cautiously. But if you take charge of how you speak to yourself, training your mind to be positive and strong, you'll surprise yourself with what you can handle. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve you. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more blaming. From this moment on, I'm in charge of what I create. When you live like this, you start trusting yourself. You begin to rise and break free from the habits that held you back. There's something powerful about taking control of your life. You stop needing constant approval, stop seeking permission, and stop worrying about what others think of you. Instead, you align with your own values. You build a life focused on what truly matters, not on distractions. That's when you learn what it really means to be free. It's not easy, though. Responsibility brings its own challenges. It means saying no to things that might feel good right now, but hurt you later. It means doing hard work when no one is watching. It means owning up to your role in every situation. But the rewards, they're better than you can imagine. Peace of mind, real confidence, self-respect, purpose, these come from taking full control of your life. Think about an area in your life where you feel stuck. It could be your health, relationships, or job. Ask yourself, what am I waiting for? Then ask, what would it mean to take full responsibility here? You might be surprised by the answers. They might challenge you, but they'll also set you free. The moment you stop waiting, your life starts moving again. You're not here just to pass the time. You're here to build, to learn, and to contribute. It starts with owning your choices. The sooner you do that, the stronger you'll become. If you want to improve your life, stop looking at what others are doing and focus on what you're doing. If you want change, stop hoping and start making decisions. If you want peace, stop avoiding issues and take action. Everything shifts when you do. You don't need more time, perfect circumstances, or luck. You need to take responsibility. That's what shifts everything. It may not always be glamorous or easy, but it's always worth it. Responsibility isn't a one-time choice. It's something you decide every day. Each morning, you get to align your actions with your values. Each evening, you can reflect and make adjustments. The aim isn't perfection, it's progress. And progress only happens when you're honest with yourself. You're in charge of your life. You weren't meant to just go with the flow. You were meant to steer your own ship, to respond, not just react. When you take full responsibility for where you are, you unlock a strength that transforms not only you, but everything around you. So today, don't hesitate. Don't wish things were different. Don't blame anyone or anything. Decide to take charge. Own your life, every bit of it. Own your thoughts, your time, your energy, your direction. The life you want, it's not out there waiting for you. It's on the other side of taking responsibility, and it starts right now. Focus only on what you can control. Too many folks spend their lives chasing after things outside their control. They worry about others' opinions, stress over unpredictable outcomes, and try to fix problems that aren't theirs to fix. This struggle wears them down, steals their peace, and keeps them reacting instead of being intentional. But when you choose to focus on what you can control, that's when you start to reclaim your life. Clarity comes in, and you can live by your own rules. You can't control the outside world, but you can manage what's inside you. You can't control how others treat you, but you can decide whether their words define your worth. The past, you can't change it, but you can decide how to move forward with it. The weather, traffic, or how anyone else lives, out of your hands. But your response, your attitude, your discipline, your mindset, that's all yours. That's where your true power lies. That's where real change starts. Focusing on what you can't control leads to frustration. You get caught up in comparisons, distracted by noise, chasing after fleeting approval, and fearing judgments that don't matter. Tiny thoughts drain away your peace without you even realizing it. But when you shift your focus, you stop reacting to the world and begin creating your space in it. There's freedom in staying grounded in what you can manage. Your actions, your words, your values, and your effort. That's your territory. When you stay focused there, you stop trying to control others' feelings, stop forcing outcomes, and stop waiting for the world to align before you take a step forward. You simplify your life by returning to what you can truly manage. Making this decision requires discipline. It's so easy to get tangled up in other people's drama. Our minds quickly start spinning tales about what might happen, what could go wrong, or how everything should be. But those thoughts, they don't help. They pull you away from the present moment, create unnecessary stress, and drain the energy you could be using for real action. Focusing on what you can control isn't about ignoring problems or throwing in the towel. It's about directing your attention to what really matters. You can't control whether someone else has your back, but you can control your own commitment. You may not be able to guarantee your first try will succeed, but you can decide how many times you're willing to give it a shot. You can't dictate how long it will take, but you can choose not to quit. That quiet determination is what shapes your future. When life feels chaotic, ask yourself, what part of this is mine to own? That simple question brings you back to where you need to be. It helps you focus on your own lane, clears away the emotional confusion, and highlights the next step you should take instead of overthinking 100 other things. This is how you take back your time, your peace, and your momentum. You'll see that when you concentrate on what you can control, your stress starts to fade. You stop carrying burdens that aren't yours to bear. You let go of the need to fix everyone around you. You stop trying to predict every obstacle. You learn to move with calm, to respond with intention, and to step away from what you can't change without feeling guilty or regretful. Living like this isn't always easy, especially in a world that pushes for control everywhere you look. But those who are truly stable aren't the ones trying to control everything. They're the ones who have learned to control themselves. Their thoughts are disciplined, their words are intentional, and their attention is protected. They don't get swept up by every trend, every urgent need, or the loudest voices. They know their values and keep coming back to them. To live this way, you need to be honest with yourself. You have to acknowledge when your focus drifts into areas that don't belong to you. You need to spot when fear, jealousy, or impatience hijack your thoughts and keep bringing yourself back to what you can actually impact. That's not a sign of weakness, that's wisdom. You might not change your situation right away, but you can change your habits. You can switch up your schedule. You can alter how you talk to yourself. You can change how you show up, how you treat others, and how you handle pressure. These aren't just little things, they're the building blocks of your life. When you focus on what you can control, everything becomes clearer. You stop wasting time on distractions. You let go of trying to change people who don't want to change. You stop needing to be right. You stop overthinking what others think about your journey. You find your balance, not because life is a breeze, but because you've stopped battling over things that aren't worth the fight. You realize that peace doesn't come from having a flawless life. It comes from being anchored in what you can control. Once you experience that peace, you won't want to return to the old way of living. You'll start guarding your energy more. You'll be pickier about what you commit to. You'll catch yourself drifting toward worry and gently pull your focus back. Over time, this discipline turns into strength and clarity. It becomes your way of life. You don't need to control everything to feel empowered. Just get a handle on what's yours. That's where your influence lies. That's how you build consistency and reach your goals, not by trying to shift the world, but by moving yourself every single day with intention, patience, and focus. Living this way isn't passive. It's active, deliberate, and intentional. It's about showing up even when no one's watching. It's about creating habits that reflect your values. It's about staying grounded when your mind wants to leap into the future. And it's about accepting that you won't ever have full control, but you will always have a choice. The biggest power you have is directing your attention. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. And where your energy flows, your life takes shape. Choose wisely. Stay steady. Focus only on what you can control. Everything else is just noise. Your future isn't built in a flash of inspiration. It's shaped by what you do consistently, even when no one is around. Every day is a quiet vote for who you are becoming. You can't expect a different life if you keep making the same choices. The habits you live by either push you forward or hold you back. You don't need to change everything all at once, but you do need to take charge of the little things that create momentum. Habits aren't flashy, but they're strong. They shape how you manage your time, care for your health, handle stress, and keep steady when life gets shaky. The sooner you start living with purpose, the sooner your future will start to reflect that purpose. People often wait around for motivation. They wait until they feel ready, confident, or inspired. But real change doesn't start with motivation. It starts with discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving when excuses are loud and progress feels slow. It pushes you to act even when your mind is filled with doubt. If you really want to change your life, stop depending on your feelings. Start honoring your decisions. That's what separates staying stuck from moving forward. You don't need to be perfect, but consistency is key. Begin small and stay true. A simple morning routine, 10 minutes of exercise, 1 page of reading, or planning for the next day. These might seem small on their own, but when you stack them day after day, they build a solid future. The aim isn't to tackle everything at once. It's to do the right things consistently until they become part of you. That's how you build confidence and make discipline feel natural. Most people struggle with habits, not because they're lazy, but because they haven't linked their habits to something deeper. You won't wake up early just because someone said it's a good idea. You'll do it to feel more in control of your time. You won't stick to healthy eating just because it's trendy. You'll do it because you're tired of feeling sluggish and want to perform better in life. The habit is the action, but the why is what fuels you. When your habits connect to what really matters to you, they stop being chores and start feeling right. Building habits takes patience. Results take time, and progress isn't always a straight line. You'll have days when you falter, question if it's working, and feel like giving up. But these moments are when your true character shines through. Will you? Keep pushing forward, even when results don't show up right away. Are you willing to stay dedicated when nobody else notices your hard work? These questions are crucial because they shape who you're becoming. The best habits are those that align with your biggest priorities. If your health is important, focus on creating habits that include movement, rest, and good nutrition. If your mind matters, make time for reading, reflection, and quiet moments. If your relationships are a priority, develop habits centered on being present, listening well, and being honest. Don't just follow trends or mimic someone else's life. Build a routine that truly reflects your values and let your everyday choices strengthen that. Every single decision either boosts your discipline or chips away at it. When you commit to following through, even in small ways, you're telling yourself that your future is important. You reinforce the belief that you're capable, trustworthy, and strong. This internal conversation is vital because how you view yourself shapes your actions. The more you show up for yourself, the easier it gets to see yourself as someone who follows through. This opens up a world of possibilities. It's not about being strict, it's about being in tune with yourself. A habit isn't a punishment, it's a way to respect yourself. It helps you take charge of your time, energy, and direction. Remember, your days aren't random, they're a series of choices. Each time you act with discipline, you send a message to your future. You're serious about creating something meaningful. You won't always want to put in the work. The point of building habits isn't to feel good all the time. It's about doing what matters, even when it's tough. If you only take action when things are easy, you'll find yourself at the mercy of your emotions. But when you act based on commitment and clarity, you'll overcome the excuses that once held you back. That's the power of habits. You don't need a huge breakthrough to change your life. Just a few clear actions done consistently with care and purpose. You need to wake up and remind yourself of the person you're becoming. Exercise self-control, even when no one's watching. Carve out time in your day for things that build strength, sharpen your focus, and bring you peace. That's the real work. And yes, it's worth it. There will be times when it feels like nothing is changing, and you might question if your efforts make a difference. Change doesn't shout for attention. It happens quietly, through daily discipline and the choice to keep moving forward, even when it's tough. In just a few months, you'll look back and see that you've changed, not because of one big choice, but because of countless little ones. That's the magic of habits. They shape your future. You're not stuck in your past. You can start fresh today. You can choose who you want to be and then take real steps to make it happen. No one else can build your life for you. That's your job, and it starts right now. It's in how you start your morning, how you manage your energy throughout the day, and how you wind down at night. Every habit is a step forward, and every day is a chance to grow. Each small disciplined choice shows that your future is yours to create. Be mindful of your words. They hold power. What you say reflects your inner thoughts and can either lift someone up or tear them down. To lead a strong, peaceful life, you need to control your language. Speak like you know your words matter. When you choose to speak with courage, you become tougher. When your words are clear, you cut through confusion. Careless words create uncertainty in your life. But when your words are intentional, your path becomes clearer. It's so easy to talk without thinking or to react emotionally. But living intentionally means taking a moment to pause. It means choosing to build rather than destroy. You don't need to say more, you need to say better. You don't have to share everything you feel, just what adds real value. Remember, once words are out there, you can't take them back. They leave a mark, whether you intended to or not. If you want to grow into someone who can handle life, your words must match the person you're becoming. Don't speak from a place of fear if you want to live boldly. Don't complain if you seek discipline. Every word is a step, either pushing you forward or pulling you back. If you keep saying you're exhausted or overwhelmed, your mind will start to believe it. But if you speak about solutions, progress, and purpose, you're training your mind to stay focused and strong. Being focused and brave doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means choosing to speak in ways that don't feed that fear when times get tough. Stay calm when you're unsure. Be honest when you stumble. Talk about growth when others doubt you. Share your belief when the going gets rough. When you speak this way, you start to change the energy around you. You influence yourself first, and through that, you influence others. Words are powerful. They not only enter the mind, but also shape feelings and inspire actions. Your voice is the story of your life because it truly is. Clarity comes from respecting yourself. If you're confused in your own thoughts, your words will reflect that confusion. Avoiding the truth clouds your speech. Speak simply. Say what you really mean. Don't hide behind vague words. Be honest but gentle. Be direct yet warm. The clearer you are, the more peace you bring. Confusion creates tension. Precision brings calm. When you know what matters and speak from that place, people will trust you. Develop the habit of discussing your life in a way that pushes you forward. Speak with faith when doubt creeps in. Be patient when you feel rushed. Show discipline when temptations arise. You're not lying to yourself. You're steering your thoughts towards strength. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about grounding your words in your values, not just your moods. Many underestimate how their words shape their surroundings. If you're always talking about what's wrong, it weighs people down. Focus instead on what's right and possible, and people will feel safe and supported around you. That energy is important. Those who uplift others will be remembered, while those who only criticize will be avoided. If you want to create a better life, do it through conversations that reflect strength, not scarcity. Speak boldly to yourself too. Guard your inner dialogue. If you keep telling yourself you're not enough, you plant seeds of doubt. If you always expect failure, you hold back your progress. Talk to yourself like you would to someone you truly respect. Encourage with facts, not fantasies. If you've overcome challenges before, remind yourself of that strength. You don't need empty affirmations. You need real confidence. Remember that you can grow and adapt when things go sideways. Your first reaction might be to complain or point fingers. Instead, train yourself to reflect and find solutions. Don't waste your breath on stuff you can't change. Instead of explaining why you're stuck, focus on what's next and what's possible. Making that shift in how you talk opens up new actions. You rise when your words lift you up, and you move forward when they stop holding you back. Speaking clearly and with courage also means knowing when to stay silent. Silence isn't weak if it comes from self-control. Sometimes your strength shines through your restraint. Not every opinion needs to come out, and not every situation calls for a response. Choose your words carefully. Each one should have a purpose. Speak less, but make every sentence matter. When your words carry weight, people pay attention. Being disciplined in how you speak doesn't mean being emotionless. It's about using your words to drive progress. If you're angry, share the truth, but keep it balanced. If you're excited, express that awareness. The more balanced you are, the more grounded your speech will be. You don't need to raise your voice to be powerful. You don't have to chatter to be heard. Just be intentional. Say what truly matters. In your relationships, your words have the power to heal or hurt. Speak words of appreciation more often. Recognize others when it's deserved, and apologize when you're wrong. Say thank you when someone steps up. These simple phrases hold a lot of power. They build trust, connection, and respect. Don't hesitate to show kindness just because you think people already know how you feel. Speak it out loud. Let your words reflect gratitude and care. People remember how you made them feel, and words are the bridge to that memory. Your voice is a tool for leadership, whether you're guiding a team, raising kids, or shaping your own character. Your words set the stage. Speak as if others will follow your example. Speak like your words are planting seeds, because they are. What you say today shapes the future. If you want a life of strength, growth, and peace, speak like that's your path. You don't need to be perfect, just conscious. Your words are part of your everyday choices. Use them to move forward, to lift others up, and to build the life you want, one honest sentence at a time. The impact of your voice starts with the choice to use it. Speak with purpose, speak with courage. Speak clearly, knowing that your words carry weight, because they do. If life feels hazy, it's not that you can't find your way, it's just that you haven't carved out a clear path for yourself. Without a solid vision, each day turns into a reaction. Reacting to demands, dealing with distractions, and asking yourself at the end of the day, where did the time go? It's a draining cycle. But when you take the time to pin down what you want your life to be, you stop floating aimlessly and start moving with intention. Having a vision isn't just nice to have, it's essential for genuine progress. Crafting a clear vision means figuring out who you want to be and what you want to do with your time. It's not about perfection. It's about giving your days purpose. Believe it or not, most people spend more time planning their weekends than thinking about their futures. If you don't take time to shape your life, you'll just fall into routine, repeating the same old patterns, not because you can't change, but because you haven't asked yourself what you really want. You don't need a fancy vision. You need a vision that feels true and grounded, a vision that resonates with your values and what you can achieve. Maybe you want peace. Maybe you want strength. Maybe you want to lead, serve, or grow. Whatever it is, jot it down. Be specific. Saying you want a better life isn't enough. Describe what that actually looks like. Who do you want to become? How will you tackle challenges? What kind of energy do you want to radiate? What skills do you aim to develop? What do you want your everyday life to echo? Once you've mapped out your vision, it's your job to make progress toward it every single day. Not just when you feel motivated or when things are easy. Daily progress comes from consistent effort, not just bursts of enthusiasm. Every small step counts, whether it's reading a chapter, waking up a bit earlier, saying no to distractions, or saying yes to things that push you. You embody your vision not just by dreaming about it, but by practicing it over and over. Clarity takes away excuses. Once you know what you want, the question shifts from, "What should I do?" to, "Will I take action on what truly matters?" Many stay confused because it gives them a ticket to evade responsibility. But when your vision is clear, that excuse fades. The journey might still be tough, but your reason for going after it will be stronger than any challenge you face. Once you shift your fear of effort, nothing can hold you back, except your own choices. Your vision isn't meant to feel cozy. It should push you, challenge you. If it doesn't demand more from you, it won't spark any real change. A genuine vision pulls you ahead. It calls you to rise, makes you aware of your bad habits, and motivates you to change them. It makes you uneasy about wasting time. When you truly care about your vision, distractions lose their appeal. You stop chasing entertainment and start pursuing fulfillment. Moving toward your vision each day means learning to say no, guilt-free. You can't do it all or be everything to everyone. You have to guard your energy. Not everyone will get your choices, and that's okay. Your vision is yours, it's not for them. Protecting your focus isn't selfish. It's discipline, it's responsibility. The clearer your vision, the simpler decisions become. If something doesn't fit, you walk away. If it helps you grow, you embrace it. It's straightforward, even if it's not easy. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You don't need total confidence or constant motivation. What you need is a commitment to show up, come what may. Some days will spark excitement, others will drag you down. But if you keep showing up, the results will follow. The secret? Stop starting over. Stick to your path. Let time and effort build on each other. Let discipline outplay doubt. When you focus on your vision consistently, it starts shaping your reality. A strong vision gives you a reason to push through setbacks. Life will throw tests your way. Delays and unexpected hurdles will pop up. But if your vision is crystal clear, you won't throw in the towel just because things get tough. You'll adjust your pace, but not your purpose. That's what sets those who grow apart from those who stay stuck. Commitment to the long game, even when short-term challenges arise. You don't have to prove your vision to anyone else. Prove it to yourself through daily action. Talk less about your plans and live them out. People will see the change. They'll notice your consistency and feel the power in your clarity. Most importantly, you'll start trusting yourself. Every time you honor your vision with action, you build self-respect. You stop breaking promises to yourself and begin to truly believe. Change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Your surroundings significantly impact how well you connect with your vision. Keep reminders close. Write down your goals where you can see them. Maintain a journal to reflect on your progress. Dive into books that uplift your mindset. Limit time spent with voices that distract you or bring you down. The clearer your mind, the easier it is to stay aligned. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Each morning, remind yourself of your vision. Start your day with purpose, not stress. Instead of grabbing your phone, take a moment to sit with your thoughts. Ask yourself what matters most today. Find one action that will push you forward. Keep it straightforward, then follow through. At the end of the day, reflect on whether your actions lined up with your vision. This daily check-in keeps you grounded, honest, and helps you grow. Remember, your vision isn't a one-time choice. It's a living guide. It will change as you grow. What's important today might shift tomorrow as you gain insight. Stay open to adjusting your vision without abandoning it. Growth needs flexibility, But don't mistake flexibility for inconsistency. Keep your core values intact while allowing your path to change. That's the key to staying true without becoming rigid. Your life won't shift because of a single big event. It transforms through consistent, quiet discipline over time. Your vision is the blueprint. Your daily actions are the bricks. The future you envision isn't built by luck, it's crafted by choice. The most powerful choice is to create a vision so vivid you can't overlook it, and to pursue it with courage and consistency every single day. Invest your time where your values truly lie. Time reflects what we genuinely care about. You can talk about priorities, make lists, and set goals, but if your daily hours don't align with your values, nothing else matters. Where you spend your time, you spend your life. Every day silently shows what you believe deserves your focus. Many people unknowingly waste valuable hours on things they don't respect. They give their best energy to distractions, meaningless obligations, and habits that steer them away from their true purpose. It's not that people are weak, it's that they've never really matched their time with what truly matters to them. The first step to changing that is to be brutally honest about how you're spending your time right now. Not how you hope to spend it, not how you tell others you spend it. The real deal. Track it if you need to. You might find that a big chunk of your life is just on autopilot. The tough part isn't just noticing the time wasted, it's admitting you've let it happen. But that level of honesty is crucial. Without it, growth is impossible. You can't take charge of your future while pretending your present is already ideal. When you say something matters, like health, learning, family, faith, or integrity, ask yourself this tough question. How much time do you actually spend on it? Don't gauge your love by how intense your feelings are. Measure it by how often you make time for it in your routine. Your values aren't just good intentions. They show up in your habits. They're clear in your calendar, your energy, and how you pay attention. If something you claim to care about rarely gets your time, it's not a true priority. It's just a comforting idea. To make real changes in your life, you need to set a new standard. Stop letting low-value activities take over your focus. Choose depth over distraction. Cut back on what drains you. You don't have to do more. You need to do more of what truly aligns with you. Quality beats quantity every time. When you invest yourself fully in what matters, you'll find you don't miss the rest. You won't miss the endless scrolling, the mindless chats, the pointless arguments, or the shallow entertainment. What you gain is clarity, purpose, and peace. Everyone has their own value system, but not everyone lives by it. Some people chase approval, others rush around in a panic, and some keep busy because they're afraid to slow down. But when you focus your time on who you want to become, rather than just what others expect of you, you start living an authentic life. You begin to respect your hours because they reflect who you are. You start to see time not as something to manage, but something to protect. It becomes sacred. You can't throw yourself into everything, and you can't please everyone. Every yes comes at a cost. Every minute spent on the trivial takes away from something that truly matters. That's just the way it is. Choosing your values means learning to say no. It's easy to get caught up in comfort and convenience. Sure, resting and having leisure time is fine. But when those things take over your day, more than the activities that shape your future, everything gets out of whack. And when that imbalance becomes routine, regret is sure to follow. To get your time back on track, start with clarity. Think about what you want your life to represent. What qualities do you admire in others that you want to develop in yourself? How do you want those close to you to feel because you're in their lives? These questions aren't just for deep thinking. They're tools to help guide you. The answers can help you reorganize your day around your true values. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start right now. Even dedicating just 1 hour wisely can change your mindset and energy. If you value personal growth, dive into books, study, reflect, and challenge yourself. If health is a priority, cook with care, stay active, rest well, and breathe deeply. If family matters most, listen closely, be there fully, and minimize distractions when they're around. It's not about making grand gestures. It's about being consistently present. Many believe they need more time, but what they really need is clear understanding of what's important and the discipline to protect it. You might feel like you've fallen behind or wasted years, but don't let shame drag you down. Regret doesn't build anything, choices do. You can decide today to change your approach. Treat your hours as a reflection of your values instead of letting habits dictate your life. You don't have to transform it all in one go. Start with one focused hour, then two. Build a life around values that make you feel proud, not drained. There will always be distractions vying for your time, but ultimately, it's up to you how you spend those minutes. That's your leadership and responsibility. Once you take charge, life starts to feel less chaotic. You quit seeking permission to live well and stop blaming the world for your mess. You cease the chase for balance and begin to create it, one mindful choice at a time. When you embrace this way of living, others will notice a change in you, not because you're talking more, but because you're becoming more. Your energy calms down. Your words take on greater meaning. Your presence feels solid. Why? Because when your time aligns with your values, you stop living in pieces. You become whole, and people can sense that completeness, even without words. Not every moment in life is going to feel incredibly meaningful. But remember, meaning doesn't come from high intensity. It comes from having intention. A peaceful morning spent in awareness can strengthen your mind more than a chaotic day filled with noise. Sharing a calm meal free from screens can create deeper connections than a weekend packed with distractions. When your values guide how you spend your time, life feels more stable, even when it gets tough. It's not about perfection. You'll still waste time, get sidetracked, say yes too quickly, or fall back into old habits. The difference now is that you'll notice it. You'll feel when things are out of sync, and you'll have the clarity to change course. That's the power of living by your values. It makes you more aware. When you're tuned into what truly matters, your choices evolve. Your rhythm shifts, and gradually, your life becomes more aligned with your true self. You won't find lasting peace in a packed schedule. Instead, you'll discover it in being aligned, and that doesn't mean working harder. It means being more honest. Start by asking yourself a simple question each day. Did how I spent my time align with who I really want to be? If the answer is no, use the next day to make a better choice. And if it's yes, keep that consistency going. The life you're creating lies in the choices you make each hour, not in the grand plans you've envisioned. Let your time reflect your true beliefs. Let your actions show a life that respects what you value most. Now, let's talk about breaking the patterns that hold you back in fear. Fear often masks itself as logic. It dresses up in caution, claiming to protect you. It convinces you that staying small is the same as being safe. Over time, you learn to trust that voice, not because it's right, but because it's familiar. Patterns form when routine seems easier than taking risks, and many end up wandering in circles around their potential, mistaking comfort for peace. But living in fear doesn't lead to growth. It might feel stable, but it silently erodes your confidence, freedom, and possibilities. The first step to breaking free is to see these patterns clearly. You can't change what you refuse to acknowledge. Examine your routines closely. Not just what you do, but the thoughts driving those actions. Are you saying no to new opportunities because you really don't want them? Or is it because you're afraid of failing? Are you holding back your opinions to keep the peace, or is it fear of disapproval? Every behavior starts somewhere, and often, fear is at the heart of habits that keep you stuck. To break these fear-driven cycles, you must stop dodging discomfort. Fear thrives on avoidance. It grows stronger every time you look away. But when you face it, even a little, its hold on you starts to fade. You don't have to conquer fear overnight. Just disrupt the routine. Pick one thing that makes you uneasy but leads to personal growth. Maybe it's speaking your mind, igniting a conversation, applying for something you want, setting a boundary, or trying something completely new. Take one small, bold step, not for what it might bring, but just to practice choosing strength over stagnation. Fear isn't a reason to back off. It often means you're close to a big change. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, but it sometimes confuses risk with actual danger. Most of your hesitation isn't rooted in reality. It's just an outdated instinct trying to protect you. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Readiness comes from taking action, not the other way around. By moving through fear, you teach yourself that it doesn't own you anymore. Some patterns are sneakier. You might think you're being patient, but really, you're just putting things off out of fear of messing up. You might believe you're being sensible, but you've settled for a life that feels safe but unexciting. Fear doesn't always yell, often it whispers. If you're not tuned in, you might mistake it for wisdom. To change this, get into the habit of questioning your thoughts. Don't accept them as truth. Ask yourself, is this fear speaking, or is it clarity? The more you ask, the clearer your awareness becomes. Many people carry stories about themselves based on past mistakes or early experiences. If you were told to stay quiet, you might now dread speaking up. If you faced criticism, you might feel scared of being noticed. But remember, the past only shapes you if you let it. Breaking free means rewriting your story. That doesn't mean acting like the past didn't exist. It means refusing to let it dictate your future. You can grow beyond what once held you back. You can leave that fear behind. Many fear-based habits come from watching others. If you were surrounded by fearful people, those lessons might have stuck with you. If you've steered clear of conflict, played it safe, or frowned upon taking big chances, you might have picked up that way of thinking. But guess what? You can choose a different path. You can challenge what you learned and set fresh examples for yourself. Every time you do something your past self would have avoided, you're shaping a brighter future. Your bravery can be a turning point, not just for you, but for everyone who sees you. Opt for growth instead of comfort. It's about consistency. Just breaking a bad habit once isn't enough. You need to replace it with something stronger. If fear has kept you quiet, start speaking up every day. If it has you tangled in overthinking, make it a point to take imperfect steps regularly. The more you face discomfort with purpose, the easier it gets. You'll start trusting yourself to handle tough situations. And that trust, it weakens fear over time. Most fear is tied to what might happen next, what could go wrong, what others might think. But the present moment is usually safe. Learning to stay focused on now, what you can do or say at this very moment, pulls you out of that fear spiral. You don't need to map out the whole future. Just make one solid choice right now, and then another. This approach builds your strength by moving through fear, not dodging it. Your surroundings matter too. If you hang out with people who fuel your fears, you'll stay stuck. But if you connect with those who live boldly and with integrity, they'll inspire you to rise. Seek out voices that lift you up. Be with folks who take action despite their fears. Watch how they navigate challenges. Let their bravery remind you of your own. You don't have to do this alone. Growth is a personal journey, but it gains momentum from the energy of others. Remember, the aim isn't to wipe out fear completely. That's unrealistic and unnecessary. The goal is to stop letting fear dictate your life, to take charge of what you say, where you go, and who you want to be. You're stronger than that voice telling you to hold back. You're more powerful than the habits built on doubt. You deserve a life rooted in freedom, not fear. Every small step away from fear is a step toward the person you want to be, the one who moves with calm confidence, the one who doesn't feel the need to prove anything but still pushes forward. Living fully means understanding that courage isn't about having no fear. It's about being ready, ready to try, ready to grow, ready to change. When you practice that willingness every day, you create a life that feels meaningful and strong. Fear will come knocking, but it doesn't have to move in. It can speak, but it doesn't get to decide for you. Every choice you make carves out a new path, one built on honesty, not avoidance. A path that honors who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Transformation happens in small steps, not huge jumps. It's in those quiet daily choices to push ahead, even when your old habits tell you to stay put. Keep moving, keep choosing. Your life is waiting for you on the other side of fear. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The folks around you shape your energy, your choices, and even how you see yourself, often without you even noticing. If you spend time with negative or critical people, you can start to shrink. Your standards drop, your voice gets quieter, and your vision dims. You might even start to doubt yourself, not because you're wrong, but because that environment makes clarity feel out of reach. Now, think about being around those who believe in growth. People who celebrate progress and push you to be stronger. When you surround yourself with them, you rise. You think deeper, act with more confidence, and your dreams become vibrant again. There's real power in having people around who want to see you succeed. They challenge you, not to compete, but to reach the potential they see in you. These people dive deep in conversation. They ask questions that spark your awareness and speak truthfully but kindly. When you have doubts, they hold up a mirror to remind you of who you are. You don't need a crowd. Even one true supporter can change your path. Quality over quantity matters when it comes to your circle. To start this positive shift, take an honest look at your relationships. Who drains you after each chat? Who's only around when it serves them? Who dismisses your dreams or mocks your success? These patterns aren't harmless. They wear down your self-belief over time. And while loyalty and history can make it tough, you have every right to step back from any environment that doesn't lift you up. Don't let others hold back your growth. Remember, it's okay to protect your peace. That's not unkind. It's responsible. Not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some served a purpose in your past, but now you're moving forward, and that means you need to align with the right people. You don't have to cut ties suddenly, but you should be mindful of how much influence certain folks have on you. Limit your time with those who drain your energy, criticize you constantly, or hold you back. Your energy is precious. Guard it closely. At the same time, be open to welcoming new people into your life. Start by being supportive of others. The energy you share is often what you attract back. Are you lifting up the people around you? Encouraging them to take bold steps? Are you truly listening when they share their dreams and fears? You can't expect genuine support if you're not offering it yourself. So, become the person you wish to meet. By doing this, you'll draw in the right relationships. Look for those who embody the values you want to nurture. They might not share your exact goals, but do they live with purpose? Are they honest? Do they act with courage and respect for themselves? These are the people who stand by you in tough times, not just during the good ones. Their presence can make you feel safe and motivated. You also need people who keep you accountable, but in a caring way, not through shame. Growth needs honest feedback and reflection. The right people will challenge you to rise up, not to belittle you. They see your potential and won't let you settle for less. They reflect your strength back to you until you own it confidently. Healthy accountability feels loving, not pressured. Distance from the wrong people is powerful, but connecting with the right ones can truly transform you. Sometimes, just one conversation with someone who believes in you can erase years of doubt. A moment of genuine support can revive strength you thought you'd lost. That's the real power of true community, not shallow interactions, but deep, honest relationships that foster growth together. Finding the right people can be tough, but it often starts with small steps. Get involved in places where growth matters, whether online or in person. Read books that inspire you and talk about them with others. Go to events that focus on being genuine and growing as a person. Dive into deeper conversations, not just small talk. You won't find your tribe overnight, but as you live in line with who you're becoming, they'll show up. And remember, sometimes those who once supported you might not fit your journey anymore. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means your paths are shifting. It's okay to let go without guilt. Love can stay, even if distance grows. Growth means learning to release relationships without bitterness. Moving on clears space for what's next. Your circle is about who influences you, who shapes your choices, who makes you feel bigger or smaller. Just because someone's been in your life for a long time doesn't mean they deserve to stay. Time doesn't equal trust. Energy does. When you walk alongside those who live with purpose, speak clearly, and act bravely, you start to reflect that energy. It seeps into your thoughts, your words, and how you show up. As you grow, you need to be more selective, not out of arrogance, but because you're building something important, and that needs people who respect that journey. You don't have to share your vision with everyone or seek approval from all. What you need is alignment, consistency, and most importantly, community. Look for those who support your soul, not just stroke your ego. Being around people who uplift you isn't a luxury. It's essential for anyone wanting a life full of meaning, purpose, and freedom. You'll become like the people you spend time with, so choose wisely. The right ones don't just stand with you, they help you see further, speak louder, and act stronger. Let your circle reflect your standards, vision, and values. Let it nourish the growth you're about to embrace. A powerful choice you can make is how you react. Your mind might want to defend itself, escape, or fight back, but real strength isn't found in panic. It's all about being present. It's about staying grounded when everything feels chaotic. When you choose not to let turmoil dictate your choices, you take back your power. You gain control over how you act, even if you can't change what's happening around you. Resilience is built not by avoiding stress, but by moving through it with intention. We all have this instinct to seek quick solutions when things go wrong. Our brains look for exits, answers, or someone to blame. But staying calm is a skill, and it's one you develop by resisting the urge to rush. Instead of letting emotions drive your next move, you take a moment. You pause, breathe, observe, and listen, not just to others, but to your own inner dialogue without judgment. Sit with the discomfort long enough to understand it, and then take action that's steady, not frantic. That shift can change not just the outcome, but how you feel about yourself. When you face challenges calmly, you're not ignoring the difficulty. You're refusing to let it take away your energy. You remind yourself, I can handle pressure without breaking. I can feel disappointment without being crushed. I can take my time if it means moving wisely. Being calm isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic. It's choosing not to rush into decisions you might regret just for a bit of relief. It's about standing firm in a storm, knowing your values matter more than your fears. This mindset doesn't mean you won't feel overwhelmed or frustrated. It won't make your anger disappear, but it does help you become aware of what's happening inside you before it spills out. It teaches you to distinguish your first reactions from your final decisions. The more you practice that pause, the more naturally it becomes part of your life. Over time, your nervous system adjusts, and your mind starts to trust you. You stop making problems worse and begin responding with clarity, even in unclear situations. This strength takes root in the everyday moments. You don't have to wait for chaos to practice calm. You build it through conversations, setbacks, delays, and traffic. You learn to carry that stillness with you. Facing challenges means walking through them without letting them shake who you are. Every time you choose to act instead of just reacting, you're training yourself to tackle bigger hurdles. Staying calm isn't a personality trait. It's something you can build like a muscle. It takes dedication, and that starts with being honest about what usually throws you off balance. Is it someone's criticism? A change in plans? Unexpected surprises? Once you know what triggers you, you can start getting ready, not by running away from them, but by creating tools to confront them. Visualization, breathing techniques, setting boundaries, and positive self-talk are all ways to prepare inside. They help keep you grounded when life tries to throw you off kilter. Preparation isn't about pretending life will be easy. It's about knowing who you are before challenges arise, so you don't lose yourself when they do. Another crucial part of staying calm is understanding what belongs to you and what doesn't. Too often we carry emotional burdens that aren't ours. We soak up other people's feelings and take on responsibilities we can't control. This leads to tension, anxiety, and even resentment. Learning to set emotional boundaries is essential. You can care without carrying the weight of others. You can support without losing yourself in the process. When you start deciding what truly deserves your focus, you become more intentional with your energy. You stop wasting it on things that go nowhere. Strong actions come from clarity, not confusion. You don't need to do everything to be effective. You just have to do what matters regularly. Sometimes the most powerful move is to say no, step back, or just wait. Action doesn't always mean being busy. It means having a direction and making purposeful efforts. Even a quiet choice made from a calm place can have more impact than frantic actions driven by fear. Real power lies in being precise, and that requires inner peace. People who react to everything quickly lose their sense of direction. But those who respond with intention aren't easily shaken. They may still feel fear or stress, but they don't let those feelings dictate their values. They create space between an event and their response, and that space protects their integrity. It keeps their vision clear. They don't get lost in urgency, nor do they give in to strong emotions. They know when to act and do so with purpose. You've got to trust yourself, even when nothing around you makes sense. Staying centered doesn't mean doing nothing. It means choosing not to act when you're off balance. The world is always vying for your attention. There are emergencies, demands, noise. It's nonstop. But in the end, you get to decide where to direct your energy. You determine what shapes your journey, and that choice is strongest when you're calm, not restless. Remember, you are not your worst moments. You're not defined by a single mistake or a temporary loss of control. What truly defines you is how you bounce back, how you return to yourself and grow from what happened. Progress isn't about being perfect. It's about awareness and making adjustments. The aim isn't to avoid feeling shaken, it's to shake less often and to recover quickly. Responding with calm and strength won't always be the easiest route, but it's the one that leads to lasting growth. It builds confidence from within and creates a mental stability that outside events can't shake. Living this way doesn't just help you, it inspires others to follow suit, not through preaching, but by your example. Your calm presence can guide those still struggling through their storms. That's the quiet power of living a grounded life. Each challenge allows you to reaffirm your values. Every tough moment is a reflection, showing you how far you've come and where you still need to grow. You're not here to dodge difficulties. You're here to face them with wisdom and courage. That's how you construct a strong life, not through noise, but with a steady belief that, no matter what happens, you'll respond with clarity, boldness, and the calm that keeps you focused on what truly matters. Every new day is a fresh start, a blank page ready for you to write a meaningful story with purpose and discipline. Life doesn't reward chaos or hurried actions. It honors those who move with intention and command their own pace. Leading your day isn't about making grand statements. It's about the steady, calm choices you make that create a life filled with significance and peace. Purpose is your compass, guiding your actions. Without it, your efforts are like leaves scattered in the wind. It keeps you grounded when distractions are shouting for your attention and when your energy dips. Purpose means knowing why you get up each day, understanding the values and goals that guide you. It's a quiet yet powerful force that fuels your inner drive instead of relying on temporary excitement or outside approval. Discipline is what pushes your purpose forward. It's about taking daily steps that align with your bigger vision. Discipline isn't about punishment or being rigid. It's about honoring your commitments. It's having the strength to say no to things that don't help you, even when they're tempting. It's making the tougher choice, not because anyone's watching, but because you're dedicated to your own growth. Starting your day with this mindset means waking up with purpose. The way you begin sets the stage for everything that follows. Having a simple routine, whether it's meditating, planning, or moving, gives you a strong base. This base acts as a buffer against whatever the day throws at you. When you know what you want to achieve and why it matters, you're less likely to get thrown off course by distractions or second-guessing. Leading your day is about taking charge of your time, your most precious resource that can slip away if you're not careful. Being purposeful means managing your schedule according to what you value, not what others expect of you. It requires setting boundaries, clear lines that protect your energy and focus. Boundaries aren't selfish. They show respect for yourself. They let you be fully present for what truly counts. Quiet discipline may seem ordinary from the outside, but it makes a huge difference. It's about getting up early when it's still dark, not for attention, but because your dreams take work. It's about resisting the pull of distractions, avoiding endless scrolling, and not procrastinating. It's choosing long-term satisfaction over short-term pleasure. Discipline is deciding to keep moving forward, even on the days when you're not feeling motivated. This way of living calls for patience. Progress might not always be flashy, but it's lasting, growing deep roots that can weather storms. With each day you commit to your purpose and practice discipline, you solidify your identity as someone who shapes their own future. Over time, this identity influences your habits, your mindset, and what your life looks like. Challenges will pop up, and some days will really test your commitment to your purpose. Discipline doesn't get rid of challenges, but it does help you handle them better when things go wrong. Leading your day starts with reconnecting to your reasons, adjusting your actions, and moving forward with quiet strength. It's about understanding that true leadership begins with your mindset, choices, and grit. When you embrace this journey, you find inner peace. Living with purpose means there's less space for regrets or anger. Decisions start to feel right, and while progress might be slow, it's steady. This sense of peace comes from who you are, not just what happens around you. It grows from staying true to your values, holding yourself accountable, and trusting the process. Real leadership is humble. It means letting go of the need for others' approval. The joy comes from knowing you're living with intention, not from getting applause. It's about being there for yourself consistently, even when nobody else sees it. This quiet dedication builds strength and confidence that shines through, even if it's subtle. Purpose and discipline are like breath and heartbeat. You need both to stay balanced. Having purpose without discipline can lead to frustration as dreams seem far away. On the other hand, discipline without purpose can feel robotic, losing its spark. But when you join them together, they create the energy that drives you forward with clarity and determination. Living this way means honoring the small decisions you make every day. It's choosing to focus on what you can control, carefully managing your thoughts and actions. Greatness builds bit by bit, with each choice to rise, concentrate, and act, laying down another brick in your future. Leading your day with intention doesn't just benefit you, it impacts those around you. People notice consistency, and they're inspired by your calm confidence. You become a steady force amid the chaos, showing what's possible when intention meets action. Every morning is a chance for a new beginning. Each evening is an opportunity to reflect on what you've accomplished and what could be better. This cycle lets you grow, not just in what you achieve, but in who you are. Cultivating the discipline to lead each day with purpose is a lifelong journey, but the rewards are immediate and deep. It leads to a life where your actions and values align, where your energy is safeguarded, and where your path becomes clear. The daily commitment to lead quietly impacts more than just your routine. It transforms you. It builds resilience, nurtures wisdom, and creates a profound sense of happiness from crafting a life based on your own decisions. This is the core of real fulfillment and enduring success.